This started. So hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday, big waves. And if you're brand new and you have not been on a Zoom with us, know that we love to do the double-handed wave because it helps us be a little bit more positive, a little bit more excited, brings our energy up and helps us bring you the best value. So so grateful for everybody that's on here. And I just cannot wait to do this training. So I'm going to go ahead and get this started here in just one moment, but we're going to mute my line and I'm going to make sure that I have the presentation. It's still downloading, so that's great. Well, we're going to go ahead and I'll chit chat for just a minute, introduce myself so you guys know who you are dealing with today. My name is Andrea Rosser. I have been a part of this beautiful industry for just about 15 years now, and I will say that it has blessed every single aspect of my life. I am incredibly grateful that this industry found me. I'm incredibly grateful that I had phenomenal mentors, and I am incredibly grateful that I plugged in to training just like this throughout the years. But I'll tell you, the opportunity that I got started with was incredible. I love it, but probably about this size compared to what we have here with Partner Co. So if you are new and if you are, excited and you're looking to create something really amazing in your life, you are in the right place. And I'm so honored to play just a little role of your success. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. And we're going to go ahead and jump into our training. And I'm going to hopefully be able to grab everybody in the waiting room. But if you have some people that you've invited on and they say they're waiting in there, maybe put it in the chat because I might not see it because I'm on my screen now. But like I said, my name's Andrea. And I cannot wait to help you move on your path of success with the Slenderized system of growth. And that's really where we focus because that is what's working and that is what's allowing people to win. So I'm going to walk you through just what the steps are, and then we're going to break it down into a little bit more detail and share some resources. So first of all, as you began your journey, some of this is going to look really familiar to you because most likely somebody sold you a box of drops. So you got your drops, right? And you fell in love with them. We're going to tell my kid to go away. So excuse me for that. But you found these drops, somebody shared them with you. And hopefully when they did, they invited you to join a product group. So the one that we recommend is Circle of Health. Different teams have different ones. That's the one that I'm using. So if your team is using something different, I'm sure it's phenomenal. So don't worry about the name of the group, but just make sure that you're adding people to that community. So add them to that group. Hopefully you're in there as well. And that's going to offer support and accountability. It's going to allow us to be part of different challenges, but it's going to create the connections that we want with our new customers and our brand partners. Next, in their process of enjoying the drops, and most likely this is how you did it as well, is you were converted to a brand partner. And we do that in a variety of different ways. We're going to talk a little bit more of that in just a moment, but we're going to convert over to brand partners. And when that happens, we need to make sure that those people have the tools. And I'm going to assume today that every single person on here already has boards on their phone. And if you do not, then I'm going to ask you to text me, maybe after this is over so I don't get distracted, but text me and say, I'm brand new, I don't have boards, but I will tell you that what I would recommend for everybody that you get started, that you understand that that is your responsibility, is to make sure that your new people have boards and that you help them make their first post, because that's going to help you launch them into success. But with you, you've got boards on your phone. And the first assignment that I would give is that you go get comfortable with the content on boards. Open the actual app, go look at the different scripts, go watch the videos, just click through the PowerPoint presentation because you're going to need it. And the more comfortable that you are in there with the content, the easier your life is going to be. So I know it could take you maybe 20 minutes to get proficient in there. Take the time. Doesn't have to be today, but just maybe 5 minutes a day, go get comfortable in boards. And then I would also recommend that you create a customized board, a personalized board just for you that includes your links. So your Venmo, your member ID, your passwords, different things like that, so that you can do business quickly and easily, and you don't have to try to copy and paste. That's the whole point of boards. Now, once you've got boards, you're going to do your social launch, and hopefully you've already made your first post. You're already working on this, but what that social launch looks like, we post twice a day and we use the scripts. Now, you might personalize that post a little bit. If you're like, I don't know this gal, I don't want to call her my friend. Okay, then you can say this gal, or this incredible woman, or this lady. I don't care the verbiage you use, but try not to edit the scripts as much as possible, because they were designed with intention for all of us to succeed. So follow the scripts. And then as you sell those boxes, make sure you're adding those people to Circle of Health or your product support group. And then we're going to follow up with our customers, which is going to allow us to convert those customers and move your business to the next level. We're going to talk about that more in the advanced training. But then for you, we want to make sure that you are plugging in. One of the biggest factors to our success is being connected to the community and constantly reminding ourselves of the training and the different steps that we need in order to succeed. So how do we do that? We plug into the different events that we have, either online or in person. So just some ideas of some local ones. If you are, and I know we're all over the globe, but if you were in, say, Tennessee or Alabama, on the 11th, we're going to be doing a Super Saturday. If you go to some different calendars, you can find events all around the nation and even globally. So if you're looking for some events and you're not sure where to plug in, go ahead and text me that information as well, and I will get you all the links for that. And I will share my number, I promise. So that is our system of growth and kind of how we move people as they grow. So the first thing that I would love for you to see is our resources. And these are all the tools that you need in order to grow and to succeed with us. So go ahead and take a screenshot if you can, and that will make all of these links actual links, so you don't have to go try to type them in later. So the first thing here is boards, and it's first for a reason, because if we want to succeed here, make it easy on yourself. Use boards and get our custom board in there, because that's going to have everything that you need to be able to share about these incredible products and to respond to people from there. Next is Telegram. And I had somebody say, well, what is Telegram? And I thought, well, gosh, it's kind of like an old-fashioned telegram. It's a one-way communication channel. So it's where we share information to help you grow in some way. So this training was on Telegram. We share corporate trainings on Telegram. We also will share if there's a big sale or a promotion going on. We're going to share that in Telegram so that you don't miss out. So that's a great resource for you to plug in and to plug your team into, so they know where to show up, they know where to be, so that they can win with their business. Next is Circle of Health. This is our product group, and it is purely a product group, and the majority is going to be drop talk. So if you've got a question about Renew or a different product, not going to really recommend that you ask that in Circle of Health. You might be able to, and you might be able to get some responses, but we're really focused on drops in there and no business chit chat. If you congratulate a new brand partner, or if you welcome somebody to your team, or you ask how much you get paid, or anything that would be more brand partner conversation, it's going to get deleted. You're never going to see it again. And you're going to go, wait a minute, where's my post? Because this is a customer group. We want to make it a safe place for our customers, that they don't really even need to know that there's a business attached to what we have here, because that's not pertinent to that place in their journey. So we're going to keep it focused on Drop Talks, and we're going to make it a loving, supporting community. And I would make this one little request there. Remember, every question that you ask in Circle of Health, somebody's seeing on their first day on the drops. So if you're in a place of excitement and everything's going awesome and you're asking how to get it to the next level, fantastic. And that could be super encouraging for that person on the first day. But if you are having a bad day and you tripped over your dog and you accidentally fell into a tub of ice cream and whatever it may be, and you're not happy at that moment, make sure that when you ask that question in Circle of Health, that you might not discourage that brand new person. Because think about when you first got started. We all get, a little bit nervous when we're doing something to change. We want to make sure that we are being a place of encouragement. So if you have a tougher question, you need a little bit, some tough love or something like that, maybe reach out to the person that started you on the drops, ask that question there, and then let's try to keep Circle of Health as positive as possible. Obviously, it's a phenomenal resource, but we don't want to make it seem scary for people. Next is Partner Co-Nation. Now, this is the group of love. And my next request would be make sure that you are getting all of your new brand partners in Partner Co-Nation. Typically every Wednesday, Thursday, something like that, we go in here, myself, Coach Palmer, and we congratulate all of the rank advancements. And you'll see people all around the team are congratulating people in there. But nothing makes me more sad when I go to congratulate somebody and they're not there. I go to tag them and I can't tag them, and they might not ever see that they're getting bragged on. So please make sure that your new people are in there. It's a great tool. It gives us a ton of information, but the most important reason that I want your people in there is so that they can be bragged upon. So make sure you're adding people to Partner Co-Nation. Next, make sure that everybody is downloading the Partner Co Share app. I call this our cheat sheet. So remember back in school, maybe you were naughty and you needed some help on a test, and you would have like that little piece of paper that you would fold up super small, and you would kind of look at it. I never did this, right? Coach Palmer did, I didn't. Just kidding. But you'd go look at that little piece of paper to try to get the tips or the whatever that you needed in order to do better on your test. Well, that's the Share app. That's how I use it. So if you go in there and you click on tools, you will see that there's information about all of our products. You don't have to be an expert on anything. You can go in there, you can grab the different information right there from the app, and you don't need to share it. Just read it so that you know a little bit more. So that's how I use the Partner Co Share app, and it's a great resource for that. Now, the next line are some Zooms that I would love for you to connect with. And if you can only do one, so you're looking at your calendar, you're like, there's no way I could do all this. Okay, if you can only pick one, pick the IPA. IPA Zoom has been a game changer for not only my business, but pretty much everybody that plugs in there. And it is an incredibly simple concept where IPA stands for income producing activity. So if I do something today that makes me money, I'm going to go on there tomorrow and I'm going to say, okay, guys, this is what I did today. And these are the steps that I took very briefly. I made a post saying, all I want to be is a stay-at-home dog mom. Who's with me? And I had 5 people reach out to me, and I was able to talk to them about my business, and I enrolled 3 people. Right? Let's just pretend that was make believe. But if that happened, I could share that tomorrow. I could show you my stay-at-home dog post or dog mom post, and you could go copy it on yours, and you could go create the same success. And they do that every day. It's run by Todd Rowland, Ken Bailey, Michelle McKay, a variety of other leaders around the nation, and they just share what's working, and anybody can share on there. So if you did something amazing today that you want to share tomorrow, get on there. But that's every day, Monday through Friday from 9:15 until 9:45. So it's 30 minutes of your day. If you're at work, well, I'm not going to get you in trouble, but I'm going to say they have these little earbuds. And if you have hair, you can flip it in front and nobody would know. Right? So you can sneak on there. Maybe I don't recommend that, but if you can be on, we'd love it. There is some income talk, things like that. So that one's not recorded, but if you can get on there, that would be great. Now, the other 2 are great too. The Coach's Corner is for fun. It's for mindset. It's for positivity. And what we do is we take a word of the day and we try to create a, oh, Patra, your camera's on. Patra. So just so you know, but anyway, we didn't see anything, but so Coach's Corner is a positive 15 minutes where we take a word and we just try to bless you with some kind of little positive message. That's the point. It's 15 minutes. It's fun. We're going to sing you happy birthday if you're on there. And we would love for you to connect with us Monday through Friday from 9 until 9:15. And then every Wednesday, we do a team training. We call it Wednesday Wisdom. Tonight, Coach Palmer will be doing that for us. And what we do is we find people that are winning and have wisdom to share. And then we bring them on to share with all of us. So that's Wednesday Wisdom. So that's kind of the calendar of the week. We'd love for you to be a part of each and every one of those. And then now we're going to talk a little bit about your social launch. And so what this looks like is you're getting started. And hopefully the person that got you started here, they helped you make your first post. And that is my prayer for all of us, that somebody holds our hand for that very first post, because that post is the scariest, right? Like, I was terrified. This is how I feed my family. I still sweat. I was so scared to make that first post on social media. And this is what I do every single day of my life. So why would it be any easier for a brand new person? So make that first post with them. But every day after that, our goal is to post twice a day. What Facebook recommends for engagement is to do 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. Now, that might not work for your life. So you have a couple options. You can turn on professional mode and you can schedule those 2 posts, or pick 2 times a day that work for you, that maybe have some time between them so you're not doing it back to back. But what do I mean by work for you? When you can be on for 10 minutes before and 10 minutes after to help with the engagement and to interact with the people that interact with your post. That's when I would say would be a good time for you. So I traditionally post at 10 and 4, because that's when I'm not on a Zoom typically, and I can do that interaction and make sure that I get engagement on my posts. Next, as people are responding, I'm going to use the scripts, and I'm going to add a little something right here. When you make that post, I want you to realize that very few people are going to actually comment on your post on, let's say, Facebook. Very little. Because if you think about it, do you normally raise your hand and yell to a crowd of people your pain points? Like, if I'm feeling fluffy, am I jumping into the middle of a room saying, oh my gosh, I gained 10 pounds? Probably not. I'm going to be a little bit more private. So make sure that you're checking your messenger, because that's where the magic happens. So if somebody does happen to comment on your post, put a heart on it, put a response to it. Oh my gosh, lady, I got you. Or, oh, I hear you. I'm going to get you all the information you need. Something casual, real language. I personally don't recommend. I'm going to DM you. I'll send you a private message. Like, then that flips it into a little bit salesy. So I've got you. I have your back. I'm going to fill you in. Don't worry, info's coming. Something like that, that's a little bit casual language. Then you're going to go open up Messenger. You're going to shoot them the script, the first script that says message 1 on boards. And that's going to thank them for asking about the drops and give them more information. Next, when you add a customer, so somebody buys that first box of drops, we want to make sure that we're adding them to Circle of Health or your product group, and we're going to tag them to win. So Dr. Crystal has a video in there that says, let's get started. Tag your new people in that video so they know where to start. They know what to do, because there's a lot of people. I want to say there's 17,000 people in that group now, which is just crazy. And there's a lot of posts. There's a lot happening. There's a lot of engagement, which is great. But if you're brand new, you may not know where to look. Why am I here? What can I do? So if you tag them in that video, Crystal's going to start them off properly. So do that. And then we're going to follow up with those customers weekly, and we're going to give them a lot of love. So what that looks like, oh, before we get to that, we're going to talk quickly about boards. So you all should have boards installed on your phone. And you all should be getting familiar with the content in there. But this is just a little bit of an overview on what it looks like. So this one over here on the left is where you're going to start. And that's, excuse me, that's what it's going to look like when you first open up when you have our board installed. And so when you get familiar, it's going to be helpful, but you'll be able to see, okay, here's the text scripts. Oh, social media posts. When I click on that, I'm going to look at week 1 because I'm just getting started. Then when I open up week 1, it's going to look very similar to this. Now it's updated because I put Kim in the pink dress because it's an amazing photo of her. So I did update that a little bit. But you can see that this is what it's going to look like. And then all of the text scripts are going to be under the text scripts that you'll see so that you can respond to people there. But here is our customer flow. And when somebody first gets started, we want to make sure that we're sending them the getting started script. And again, it's in boards and it's going to walk them through how to use the drops. It's going to give them a little bit of information because guess what happens with a lot of people? Do you know anybody that doesn't read instructions? Anyone? I do. I'm horrible at reading instructions. I might skim them. So we're going to put it in a text format that's super brief, that even if they don't do anything else, they should still get some results with the drops. So just make sure you're sending that getting started text. Make sure you're inviting them to your customer group. And I would recommend that you do a little intro text with your 2x2. That's your running mate. That's the person that's you're working with, maybe the person that got you started, that you're just saying, hey, this is Mary Jo. This script's in there too. And she's going to be here for us for, support. So if you got any questions, ask them right here. So we're going to do that the day they get their drops. Now, one of the most brilliant follow-up behaviors that I have ever seen is from Coach Palmer. And so what he does is when he gets a brand new customer and he hands them their box, he goes to his phone. Now, I know it's different on a Google phone or an Android phone. You would use different language, but you know how to do this in your phone. I'll tell you how to do it in mine. But he says, hey, Siri, remind me in 2 weeks to follow up with Suzanne about drops. And Siri, well, my Siri's being a little slow today, but usually she says, okay, I added it. And there's my reminder. Now I'm going to be a little confused, Suzanne. So if you get a message from me in 2 weeks, that's why. But it's going to be the easiest way. Now I'm going to follow up on week 1, and that's my goal. But if nothing else, I know that I'm going to follow up by week 2 because my phone is going to remind me. But week 1 is pure love. I'm going to reach out to them and I'm going to give them love and support. I'm going to remind them to weigh. I'm going to remind them to take measurements. I'm going to remind them to take pictures because a lot of times we have tried things before and we failed and we don't believe this is going to work. So we don't want the proof. We don't want the proof. But when we have somebody remind us and say, oh, lady, you're going to be so proud of yourself. Please make sure you weighed. Please make sure you measure because you're going to want to see how far you've come in just a few days, right? So we're going to follow up week 1 with some love. Week 2, we're going to celebrate. And I'm going to call them up with love and positivity in my voice. And I'm going to say, oh, okay, Sandy, give me the good news. What are these drops doing for you? Tell me the perks. And Sandy's going to dig deep to find something positive, even if, right, she was hoping she lost more, even if whatever it may be, she will find the win if I preface it appropriately. And when she wins, when Sandy says, oh, wow, you know what? I actually lost 2 pounds this week. I wanted to lose 10, but I lost 2 and I'm sleeping through the night. I'm going to say, oh, Sandy, I'm so excited for you. Hold on a second. And I'm going to call my 2x2. Doesn't need to be a leader, just needs to be another voice. I'm going to bring my 2x2. In this case, it's going to be Petra. And I'm going to merge that call together. I don't ask Sandy. I'm going to give Petra a warning beforehand, right? Like, hey, I'm going to be calling you. I'm doing some calls over the next hour. If I call you, I've got somebody on the line, right? So we're going to set each other up for success. But I'm going to bring her in And I'm going to say, Petra, I can't wait for you to hear Sandy. Will you tell Petra what you just told me? And Sandy's going to say, I lost 2 pounds and I slept through the night. And Petra's going to say, oh my gosh, congratulations. I am so excited for you. I remember when I started succeeding with this, I almost didn't believe it. It is so much fun. And you know, we all know consistency is key. You're going to want another box of drops before too long. So do yourself a favor. Make sure that you ask Andrea about the $29.95 option, how you can get a discount and maybe even get your product for free. So just ask her about it. But I just want to congratulate you. I'm so excited for you. I know we just met, but we're going to be besties before too long. And good work. Keep it up. Have a great day. And Petra's gone. I used 1 minute of her time. And then I'm going to shoot over into Sandy's text. I'm going to send her the slide deck presentation in the conversion folder on boards. And we're going to look at it together on our respective phones. And I'm going to say, this is Partner Co. These are a bunch of people winning. Here's how you got your drops last month. This is the $29.95 option that Petra just told you about. Here's how it's going to get you a 30% discount. And look, if you did this, you could actually get your product for free. Which option would you like to do for your next box? And guess what? About 90% are going to say, well, put me in the system, let's roll, right? So that's what we're going to do on week 2. Now, if for some reason we weren't able to get them on week 2 to share a win, or they weren't quite ready, well, week 3, we're going to ask for it. We're just going to shoot a quick text and say, you're almost out of drops. Are you ready for another box? And when they say yes, then we're going to work on that same conversion flow that you just heard with our 2x2. And if they choose not to, week 4, we're going to love on them again. It's all about the love. It's all about the community. I know that sounds mushy, but that's who I am. But we want people to feel connected here. And we want people to feel like this is a safe place. So even if they didn't achieve what they were looking for, or if they did and they're like, I'm good, I hit my goals and I'm done after just 1 month, that either way is great. We want to leave them with a great taste in their mouth. So we're going to love on them. We're going to say, please stay in Circle of Health because you could offer so much hope to somebody else. Or you can continue to get tips. Keep on the approved food list. Do whatever you need to keep going. You don't need to get another box of drops from me for you to get love from us and support from us. So just keep on keeping on. And we're so grateful that you chose to give it a try. And guess what? When they want to do it again, because they're where they're at, they wanted something for a reason. If they choose to do it again in the future, who are they going to think of? They're going to think of you because you loved on them and you left them with that good taste in their mouth. So with that, that's the end of our beginning getting started training. Okay. And I'd love to open it up to some questions. So I'm going to stop my share. And so I can see y'all. And if I'm going to ask everybody to unmute so that you all can ask any questions. And then I'm going to mute again and we're going to flip to the advanced getting started training.